Welcome to Stoic Soul Legacy. If you're ready to upgrade your mindset and unlock your best version, you're in the right place. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and share this channel with someone who needs a little push today. Let's grow, let's rise, and let's stay motivated. Together, the most powerful people in the world are not loud. They are calm, silent, and deeply aware. You can't manipulate someone who sees everything and reacts to nothing. Think about it. How many times have you let someone's words or actions tear at your peace, provoke you into anger, or pull you into a chaotic spiral? How often have you felt controlled by someone else's emotions, as if you were nothing more than a pawn in their game? The uncomfortable truth is, you're giving away your power every time you react without thought. And if you continue down this path, the world will keep burning you, chipping away at your peace, your happiness, and your sense of self. But there's another way. Stoicism teaches us that the greatest power lies not in what happens to us, but in how we choose to respond to it. It's not about avoiding the storms, it's about learning to stand firm in the face of them. Today, I'm going to show you how to break free from that cycle, to stop letting the world dictate your emotions and start reclaiming your inner strength. If you're ready to stop being controlled and take charge of your peace, please subscribe. It's a step towards committing to your own growth, your self-mastery, and your journey toward true freedom. Let's dive in. Habit number 1: they listen more than they speak. Have you ever been in a conversation where someone just can't stop talking? They go on and on, sharing every little detail about their lives, their thoughts, their opinions. At first, it might seem harmless, maybe even interesting, but soon you realize something. They're giving away pieces of themselves, leaving themselves wide open to be manipulated. They overshare, not realizing that every word they speak is an opportunity for others to take advantage of. But here's the thing: those who are truly unshakable, the ones who cannot be easily manipulated or fooled, understand something simple yet profound. The real power is in listening, not speaking. When you listen more than you talk, you're not just hearing the words being said, you're gathering information, understanding the nuances of the conversation, the emotions behind the words, and the true intent of the person you're engaging with. In this quiet, observant space, you become aware of what is unsaid, the subtle clues hidden in the tone, body language, and even in the silence between the words. There's a kind of magic in silence. It's not awkward, it's empowering. When you remain quiet, you invite others to fill the space. People reveal more when they think they're not being judged, when they feel like they have the floor. So instead of rushing to fill the silence with your own thoughts, let them speak. Let them show you who they truly are. Often, the quieter you are, the more you understand about the person in front of you. You begin to hear the cracks in their story, the gaps between their words. And the best part, you don't have to reveal anything about yourself in the process. Think about a manipulator for a moment. They thrive on extracting information, pulling you into conversations where they can learn about your vulnerabilities, your weaknesses. The more they know about you, the more control they have. But if you remain silent, if you listen with intention, they're left guessing. They're left without the tools they need to influence you. You keep your cards close. You don't give them the satisfaction of knowing what makes you tick. It's like a game of chess where your strategy is to never reveal your next move. Now you might be thinking, but what if I just want to share my thoughts too? It's natural to want to be heard, to feel like your voice matters. But there's power in choosing when and how you speak. In Stoic philosophy, Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. That's what listening more than you speak is about. Controlling your own mind, your own actions, and your responses. You're not allowing others to dictate the flow of the conversation. Instead, you're choosing how much of yourself you reveal and when. Imagine a situation where you're talking to someone who's trying to manipulate you. They're pushing buttons, trying to provoke a response, eager to get you riled up so they can play the game. But if you remain calm, if you listen rather than react, you disarm them. Their words fall flat. The power dynamic shifts. They no longer have the ability to provoke you because you've already chosen to stay in control. Your silence becomes your defense, your shield. The more you listen, the less they know about you, and the more you hold the power. Listening also requires awareness. It's about paying attention to the subtle cues, the little things that people don't say outright. Watch how they react to certain topics. Observe how their body language changes when they speak about something personal or difficult. Are they making eye contact, or are they avoiding it? Are their words matching their actions? In these moments, you can gather so much information about someone, their true feelings, their intentions, and whether or not you can trust them. The more you practice this, the more you realize that people are constantly revealing themselves. You just need to pay attention. By listening more and speaking less, you shift the balance of power in your favor. You control the narrative because you're aware, observant, and not easily influenced by others' words. Your silence forces people to fill the space, and in that space, you can make your observations, form your judgments, and decide how best to move forward. It's a subtle, almost imperceptible shift, but one that makes all the difference. Habit number 2, they don't explain themselves too much. How many times have you found yourself over-explaining your actions, your choices, or even your feelings? It's like you're scrambling to make someone understand you, almost as if their approval is the missing piece to your own sense of worth. But deep down, you know it never works. The more you explain, the more you're left with a sense that they're just not getting it, and often they never will. Have you noticed that? The harder you try to convince someone of your truth, the more they resist it. It's frustrating. It burns. And at the end of the day, you're exhausted from defending yourself against something that should never need defending in the first place. Here's the truth that people who cannot be manipulated have learned. You don't need to explain yourself to anyone. In fact, over-explaining is a sign of insecurity. It's a desperate attempt to gain validation, to make others see you the way you want them to. But the people who hold true power don't need that validation. They know that if someone is determined to misunderstand them, they will. And no matter how many words you use, no matter how carefully you craft your explanations, some people will choose to see things through their own lens. A lens shaped by their biases, insecurities, or perceptions. And they'll do it, whether or not you've said your piece. So, what if you stopped explaining yourself so much? What if you chose to just be? Instead of defending every move you make, you simply let your actions speak for you. Let's be honest, people who are truly grounded in who they are don't need to explain their every decision. Whether it's a choice in your personal life, at work, or in relationships, you don't need to convince anyone to see the world through your eyes. You don't need to beg for their approval. Instead, let the quality of your actions do the talking. The quiet strength of not over-explaining comes from a place of deep self-awareness and confidence. When you live in alignment with your values, when you truly know who you are and what you stand for, your peace speaks louder than words ever could. You become the person who doesn't have to justify every step. You know that what you do and how you carry yourself reflects everything that others need to know about you. Your actions tell the story. Your words are just the afterthought. Imagine this. The next time someone questions your decision or challenges your actions, instead of launching into a long-winded explanation, simply stand in your truth. You don't need to fight to be understood. There is power in silence, And in the stillness that comes from knowing you've made a conscious decision, you can confidently reply, "This is my choice. I've thought it through, and I'm at peace with it." That's it. Let your stance, your presence, and your decision stand as your answer. When you do this, you create an invisible shield around your peace. It's like a magnetic force that pulls people toward your inner calmness and conviction. Carl Jung once said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." The people who can't be manipulated have done just that. They've become who they truly are, and because of that, they don't feel the need to defend their choices. They know that anyone who genuinely respects them will see the value in their actions, not just their words. In a world where people are constantly trying to mold themselves into something they think others will like, those who stand firm in their true selves are untouchable. They don't play the game of constant explanations. They don't need to. Their authenticity is enough. Think about your own life. How often have you found yourself explaining why you chose a particular job, or why you don't have a relationship with certain people, or even why you don't engage in a particular activity? You might find yourself justifying your choices with long explanations, giving far more information than necessary. But what happens? Most people either don't care as much as you think, or they've already made up their mind about you. Your explanation doesn't change anything. It just leaves you drained. Instead, what if you could stop trying to prove yourself? What if you simply trusted that your decisions, no matter how small or big, are valid because you made them? Imagine walking into a room knowing that your mere presence and choices speak volumes. There is a calmness that comes from this understanding, an inner peace that's untouchable. When you stop trying to explain yourself to everyone, you also stop giving your power away. You stop handing it over to anyone who might challenge you. You reclaim it. Every time you choose to remain silent instead of defending yourself, you strengthen your boundaries and reinforce your inner strength. Here's a key truth. Not everyone needs to understand you. In fact, the more you explain yourself, the more you risk becoming a prisoner of other people's perceptions. If you are constantly seeking understanding from others, you'll never truly be free. This doesn't mean that you should stop communicating altogether. It means that your worth is not tied to whether others understand your every move. You don't need approval, validation, or constant reassurance. The people who matter, the ones who respect you, will accept you as you are, without the need for endless justification. They will trust your actions, and that trust will speak louder than any words ever could. When you stop explaining yourself, you begin to exude confidence in a way that doesn't require a single word. You live from a place of calm assurance. Your peace is not contingent on the approval of others. It's rooted in your deep understanding of who you are. And from this foundation, nothing, no manipulation, no judgment, no external pressure can move you. So the next time you find yourself about to explain yourself to someone, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, do I really need to justify my actions? Or is it enough for me to simply be who I am without further explanation? And when you do this, when you embrace the power of quiet confidence, you'll find that the world begins to respond to you differently. You will no longer be the one defending your choices. You will be the one standing firmly in your truth, letting your actions do all the talking for you. And that, my friend, is the real strength that no one can manipulate. Habit number 3. They stay calm when others want a reaction. How easy is it for someone to push your buttons? Maybe they say something rude, make a cutting remark, or just do something that gets under your skin. And just like that, you react. The frustration builds, your emotions flare, and suddenly you're caught in a cycle of irritation. Sound familiar? It happens to the best of us, especially in a world where everyone seems to be looking for a reaction. But here's the hard truth. The people who hold real power are the ones who stay calm when the world wants them to lose their temper. Think about it. When someone tries to provoke you, when they push you to the point where you feel like you're about to explode, you're giving them control. They get exactly what they want: your energy, your attention, your emotional reaction. Manipulators thrive on this. They know that when they can get under your skin, they're pulling the strings, they're in the driver's seat. They play on your emotions to throw you off balance, to make you react in ways that ultimately benefit them. But here's the kicker. When you stay calm, when you don't give them the reaction they're desperately trying to provoke, they lose their grip on you. They lose their power. It's easy to think that responding emotionally is the only way to defend yourself, that if you don't react, you're somehow letting the other person win. But that's a trap. In reality, the most powerful thing you can do in these moments is to remain unmoved. You don't need to match their energy with your own. You don't need to shout back, to retaliate, or to prove a point. Instead, you can choose to remain grounded, unshaken. This is where real strength lies, in your ability to stay calm, to rise above the noise. It's not about being passive or weak. It's about choosing how you engage with the world. When someone is trying to provoke you, whether it's with words or actions, staying calm is a form of mental and emotional control. It's choosing to be the one who decides what affects you, not the person trying to pull you into their chaos. It's about protecting your peace. Carl Jung once said, "You are what you do, not what you say you'll do." What does that mean in this context? It means that your true strength is shown not by your words, not by your promises, but by your actions in the face of adversity. When you choose to stay calm, when you don't let your emotions take the reins, you're showing the world your inner strength. You're demonstrating that no matter how much someone tries to stir the pot, you are in control of your own emotions, your own response. So the next time you feel that familiar frustration bubbling up inside you, take a moment, pause, take a deep breath. Let the silence be your shield. It's a small act of defiance against the chaos someone else is trying to create. By staying calm, you take away their power to dictate how you feel. They may try to throw you off balance, but you remain steady, centered. You hold the power. This isn't about being indifferent, of course. It's about choosing how you engage with the world, how you deal with people who try to bring negativity into your life. It's about protecting your energy, your emotional well-being. When you stop reacting emotionally, when you resist the urge to lash out or get defensive, you're no longer playing their game. Instead, you're playing your own. Staying calm in these situations doesn't mean you have to suppress your feelings or pretend you're unaffected. It simply means you choose to control your response. You don't allow someone else's words or actions to dictate your state of mind. The more you practice this, the easier it becomes. Over time, you begin to see that your peace isn't something anyone else can take from you. It's something that belongs to you, and only you. This calmness isn't just useful in handling difficult people. It also creates a ripple effect in your life. When you maintain your composure in the face of challenges, you become less rattled by the inevitable ups and downs that life throws at you. You begin to see the world from a clearer, more objective perspective. Instead of reacting out of emotion, you respond with intention. You become the kind of person who isn't easily shaken no matter what happens around them. So, the next time someone tries to stir you up, remember that the more you stay cool, the more they lose control. They may try to push your buttons, but you don't have to play along. Your silence and composure are powerful tools, and when you wield them, you gain the upper hand. You choose how much of your energy you're willing to give away. And when you refuse to react emotionally, you take back your power, your peace, and your control. In a world that's constantly pulling at your emotions, trying to make you react, staying calm is a revolutionary act. It's a way to reclaim your power from those who seek to manipulate it. And when you make this choice, to stay calm, to remain unshaken, you'll find that not only does your own inner peace grow, but those around you begin to recognize your strength. They'll see that they can no longer control you through their provocations, and they'll begin to respect the quiet strength that you hold. So take a moment next time, pause, breathe, and choose your response wisely. Stay calm, stay collected, and watch how the world around you shifts. You'll be amazed at how much power you gain when you refuse to be provoked. Habit number 4. They don't chase people, they choose them. We've all been there. You chase after someone, whether it's a friend, a relationship, or a work opportunity. You pour your time, energy, and emotions into them because you feel like you need them. There's this belief that if you just try hard enough, if you just show how much you care, they'll come around, they'll stay. You do everything you can to win their approval, to make them see your worth. But deep down, you know it feels exhausting. And despite all the effort you put in, it never really feels like enough, does it? The truth is, when you chase someone or something, you're handing away your power. You're giving someone else control over your energy, your emotions, and your time. Emotionally strong people understand something profound. The right people will stay, and the wrong ones will leave. It's that simple. There's no need to beg, to chase, or to plead for their attention. You don't need to chase anyone to prove your worth. The ones who truly value you, the ones who genuinely respect you, won't require you to bend over backward. They'll stay without any effort on your part. And more importantly, the people who don't align with you, who aren't meant to be part of your life, will walk away. And you'll let them. When you let go of this need to chase people, you're freeing yourself. You're no longer holding on to relationships, friendships, or opportunities that drain you, or worse, manipulate you. It's not about being cold or indifferent to others. It's about recognizing that your value doesn't depend on someone else's recognition. When you understand your own worth, you no longer feel the need to chase. Instead, you attract those who align with you, those who see your value without needing to be convinced. This is a shift in mindset that can truly change your life. When you stop chasing after validation, after approval, after someone else's affirmation of your worth. Instead, you begin to choose who stays in your life. You choose people who respect you, who value you for who you are, not for what you can give them. It's a subtle yet powerful shift. You no longer invest time in trying to fix relationships that were never meant to be. Instead, you focus on nurturing the ones that are already aligned with your values. These are the relationships that truly matter, the ones that will help you grow and thrive. The act of chasing only invites manipulation. Think about it. When you're constantly running after someone, trying to get their attention, you're giving them the power to decide how much of you they get. They get to determine how much you invest in them, and when you're the one chasing, you're already at a disadvantage. You're setting yourself up to be used, to be drained of your emotional resources without ever receiving anything in return. But when you stop chasing, you stop offering up your energy to people who don't appreciate it. You stop running in circles trying to prove your worth to those who will never truly see it. Instead, you begin to attract people who respect you, people who see your value without you needing to beg them for it. This isn't about being passive or distant. It's about understanding your worth and knowing that the right people will see it without you having to chase them. It's about trusting that you don't need to chase down opportunities, relationships, or validation. You attract what you are. When you know your worth, you become magnetic to the right people. You don't need to convince anyone to be around you. They'll naturally be drawn to you because you're aligned with your true self. The more you embrace your true self, the less you'll feel the need to chase after people who don't align with who you are. The people who matter, the ones who will support you, uplift you, and genuinely value you, will stay because they recognize the real you. You don't have to prove yourself. You don't have to chase after them. You simply need to be. When you stop chasing, you give yourself the freedom to be exactly who you are without needing anyone's approval. Let's talk about the power of choosing people. Instead of chasing, focus on the people who choose you. These are the ones who see your worth without needing to be convinced. They respect you not because of what you do for them, but because of who you are. These people don't require you to jump through hoops to earn their affection or respect. They are drawn to you because you're authentic, because you're living in alignment with your values. And when you begin to focus on choosing those people, you'll realize just how much easier life becomes. There's no more stress, no more anxiety over whether you're good enough, because the people who matter have already chosen you. This doesn't mean you should close yourself off to new connections. It simply means you're no longer spending energy on relationships that don't nourish you, that don't contribute to your growth. You are not a beggar for attention. You are a magnet for people who see your value and who treat you with the respect you deserve. This is the foundation of healthy relationships, where both sides come together not because they have to, but because they want to. At the end of the day, the most powerful people don't chase others for validation. They don't waste their time begging for attention or approval. They attract the right people through their authenticity, their strength, and their unwavering sense of self. And when you adopt this mindset, you'll find that the people who truly matter will stay without you having to chase them down. They'll recognize your worth for what it is, and that will be enough. So, let go of the chase. Trust that the right people will find you. Focus on choosing those who align with your values, and let the rest go. When you stop chasing, you give yourself the freedom to live a life filled with people who truly respect and value you. The right people will stay, and the wrong ones will leave, and that's exactly as it should be. Habit number 5. They see patterns, not apologies. We've all heard it before. Someone messes up, does something hurtful, and then the apology comes. They say all the right things, promise to change, and beg for forgiveness. But then time passes, and guess what? The same mistakes happen again. The same behaviors resurface. You're left feeling like you've been played, like their apology was just a way to smooth things over until the next time they need to manipulate the situation. So, why does this happen? Why do we continue to fall for apologies that never seem to lead to real change? The people who can't be controlled have learned a powerful lesson. They don't fall for empty apologies. They've come to understand that words are easy. Anyone can apologize. Anyone can say they're sorry, promise to do better, and yet continue to make the same mistakes. Words mean nothing if actions don't match them. The true test of a person's character isn't in the apology, it's in the behavior that follows. The apology is just a tool, a way to get out of trouble, to buy time, to smooth things over. But if the actions don't change, the apology is just noise. It's not a genuine expression of remorse. It's a tactic to avoid consequences and keep things moving forward without actually addressing the root of the problem. Instead of focusing on what someone says, pay attention to what they do. Look at their behavior. Observe the patterns. It's not the words that matter. It's the actions that tell the true story. Manipulators understand that words can be powerful, but words without action are hollow. They'll apologize, say they're sorry, and you'll feel like everything is fine again. But if you're wise, you won't just listen to their words. You'll watch their behavior. Do they change? Do they follow through on their promises? Or is it just a cycle of apologies with no real change? The more you pay attention to these patterns, the less likely you are to be manipulated by empty promises. Actions are what reveal the truth about someone's character. True strength comes when you stop trusting empty words and start focusing on the consistency of their behavior. Think about it. The person who truly regrets their actions will show it through consistent, meaningful change. They won't just apologize when they get caught. They'll take responsibility, learn from their mistakes, and make an effort to never repeat them. But someone who doesn't really care about the impact of their actions will continue to say sorry without actually changing. The apology becomes a way to shift the blame, to buy more time, to keep you from seeing the truth. If you want to avoid falling into the trap of empty apologies, the first step is to stop expecting words to make up for behavior. Instead, start observing the consistency of a person's actions over time. Do they show up when they say they will? Do they follow through on their promises? Do they treat you with respect, even when it's hard? These are the real signs of someone who is genuinely sorry for their actions and committed to making things right. The apology is just the surface. The real work is in the actions that follow. This shift in perspective is empowering. It puts the control back in your hands. When you stop focusing on the apology and start paying attention to the patterns, you begin to see people for who they really are. You stop making excuses for their behavior. You stop accepting their words as enough. Instead, you begin to hold them accountable, not for what they say, but for what they do. And in doing so, you reclaim your power, your peace, and your trust in yourself. Carl Jung said, "The most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely." The people who can't be manipulated understand this deeply. They know that real change comes from within, and it's reflected in consistent behavior. Apologies are easy, change is hard, and so they learn to accept the truth of a person's character based on their actions, not their words. They don't waste time hoping for change. They watch for it, and if it doesn't come, they move on. They understand that true self-respect comes from setting boundaries and holding people accountable for their actions. Think about your own life. How many times have you given someone a pass because they apologized? How many times have you let them back in after they promised to change, only to have the same thing happen again? Now imagine the freedom that comes with stopping the cycle. Imagine trusting your instincts, watching people's behavior, and accepting that actions speak louder than words. This isn't about being cynical or distrustful. It's about protecting your peace. It's about not allowing others to waste your time or manipulate your emotions with empty words. When you stop falling for apologies and start observing patterns, you begin to see the truth more clearly. You begin to realize that you don't have to settle for promises. You deserve actions that match the words. You deserve consistency, respect, and honesty. And when someone continuously fails to deliver, you can let them go without guilt, knowing that you've honored your own boundaries and your own self-worth. In the end, the people who can't be manipulated don't get caught in the trap of empty apologies. They see through the facade. They watch for the real change in someone's behavior. They stop giving people second, third, or fourth chances based on words alone. And in doing so, they protect themselves from emotional manipulation and preserve their peace. The next time someone apologizes but doesn't change, remember that their words are just that, words. And when you pay attention to the patterns, you'll know exactly where you stand. Habit number 6. They protect their energy like it's currency. Energy is precious. It's something we all have, but we don't always realize just how much it matters until we've given too much of it away. Think about it. When you spend time around negative, draining people, how do you feel afterward? Like you've just run a marathon with no energy left to finish it. You might feel exhausted, mentally and emotionally drained, like a phone that's down to its last 1% of battery. That's the impact people can have on you if you're not careful. The people who are unshakable, the ones who maintain their peace and strength no matter what life throws their way, understand this deeply. They protect their energy like it's currency. They know that every interaction, every conversation, every encounter costs them something. Their energy is finite, and once it's gone, it's gone. It's not something they're willing to squander on situations or people who don't deserve it. If you constantly give your energy to people who drain you, to relationships that suck the life out of you, to environments that leave you feeling empty and diminished, you're going to burn out. The truth is, protecting your energy isn't just a choice, it's a necessity. It's about taking care of yourself, setting boundaries, and refusing to let others take from you what you can't afford to lose. This is where the ability to say no comes in. The unshakable ones say no without guilt. They don't apologize for prioritizing their own peace. They don't feel bad for walking away from toxic conversations, environments, or people who constantly bring them down. Think about it. How often have you stayed in situations just because you didn't want to upset anyone? Maybe you've stayed in a conversation longer than you should have, or you've tolerated someone's negativity because you didn't want to seem rude. But at what cost? The longer you stay in those situations, the more your energy is drained, and the more it affects your mood, your productivity, and your overall well-being. Those who are unshakable understand that it's okay to walk away. They know that protecting their peace is more important than people-pleasing or fulfilling the expectations of others. It's not about being selfish, it's about self-preservation. Just like you wouldn't spend your money recklessly on things that don't add value to your life, you shouldn't spend your energy on things that don't nourish your soul. Protecting your energy isn't about shutting yourself off from the world, but about being intentional with where you invest your time and emotional resources. Carl Jung said, "Your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakes." This is the essence of energy protection. When you look inward, when you understand your own needs and values, you become more discerning about where and to whom you give your energy. You begin to see the value in saying no, in creating space for yourself, and in choosing the relationships and environments that align with your personal growth. The clearer your vision of who you are and what you need, the easier it is to protect your energy and preserve your peace. Think about how much better you'd feel if you started setting boundaries with people who drain you. Imagine walking away from a conversation with someone toxic and not feeling guilty about it. Instead of feeling depleted, you'd feel empowered, knowing that you made a choice that honors your well-being. You'd feel lighter, more in control of your emotions, and more connected to your inner peace. The unshakable ones also understand that protecting their energy isn't just about avoiding people who drain them. It's about being selective with how they spend their time. They prioritize the things and people that align with their values, that lift them up, and that help them grow. Whether it's saying no to work commitments that drain them or stepping away from social situations that don't add value, they make sure to prioritize their mental, emotional, and physical health above all else. By doing so, they create space for the things that truly matter, the things that nourish them and help them live in alignment with their purpose. Imagine how freeing it would feel to stop apologizing for saying no, to stop feeling guilty about protecting your own peace. Imagine how much more you could accomplish, how much more energy you would have for the things that truly matter. The more you protect your energy, the more you give yourself the opportunity to show up as your best self, the self that is present, grounded, and capable of handling whatever comes your way. Now, this doesn't mean that you should cut people off at the first sign of negativity, or that you should retreat from all social situations. It's about balance. It's about recognizing when something or someone is consistently draining your energy without adding any value to your life. It's about being aware of how much you're giving and making sure you're giving to the right things. It's about having the strength to say no when you need to, and to walk away from situations that no longer serve your highest good. When you do this, you stop giving away your energy to things that don't deserve it, and you start to feel more centered, more empowered, and more capable of facing whatever life throws your way. As you begin to protect your energy, you'll notice something incredible happening. You'll start attracting people, opportunities, and experiences that align with your energy. You'll begin to draw in the things that nourish you, that support your growth, and that help you become the best version of yourself. The more you protect your energy, the more you create a space for positive, uplifting forces to enter your life. So remember, your energy is a precious resource. Protect it like you would your money. Don't feel guilty for saying no when it's necessary. Prioritize your peace, and don't apologize for taking care of yourself. The more you do this, the more you'll realize how much power you have over your life. When you start to protect your energy, you'll find that your life becomes more intentional, more peaceful, and more aligned with who you truly are. Habit number 7. They let silence speak for them. The last habit is one that carries a depth of power that many overlook: the power of silence. Think about the most powerful figures in history. Think about the leaders, the philosophers, the people who left a lasting impact on the world. They didn't need to argue, prove their point, or constantly defend themselves. In fact, many of them were known for their quiet strength. The key to their power wasn't in what they said, but in what they didn't say. They understood that silence can be far more powerful than words. Silence can speak volumes without uttering a single syllable. And when you learn to harness that same power, you too will become unshakable. We live in a world where everyone feels like they have to speak their mind. People argue, defend their opinions, and constantly try to prove themselves, often at the expense of their peace. But the ones who are truly unshakable know that they don't need to engage in every battle, they don't need to argue every point, and they don't need to respond to every provocation. When someone is trying to provoke you, stay silent. That's the first step. Manipulators, people who thrive on stirring the pot, want a reaction. They want to see you upset, to see you flustered. It's a way for them to gain control over you. They know that if they can get you to react, they can steer the conversation, the situation, or even your emotions in the direction they want. But when you don't give them that reaction, when you stay silent and poised, they lose their power. Silence doesn't mean weakness. It's not about being passive or being afraid to speak up. It's about knowing when not to respond. The power lies in your ability to remain unaffected, to stand strong in your center, no matter what others throw your way. Distance often exposes the truth faster than confrontation ever will. When you remain silent, you create space. In that space, the truth begins to reveal itself. When someone is trying to provoke you or manipulate you, their words lose their weight when you refuse to engage. You give them nothing to latch onto, and in that nothing, they begin to reveal themselves. It's like a mirror. When you stop reacting, the other person's true intentions become clearer. And this isn't just about avoiding drama or conflict. It's a strategic choice that comes from a place of inner strength. Silence gives you the opportunity to assess, to process, and to make a decision on how to move forward. It's a moment of control. By staying silent, you take back the power in any situation. Think about it. How many times have you felt the need to defend yourself, only to have the situation spiral out of control? The more you argue, the more the other person digs in their heels. The more you try to explain yourself, the more your position becomes vulnerable. Silence, on the other hand, allows you to remain steady. It's a shield. It's a way to stand firm without having to justify your existence or your actions. Carl Jung once said, "Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves." When we respond to provocation, it often reveals more about our own insecurities than it does about the other person. But when we choose silence, we give ourselves the space to rise above those emotions. We stop reacting from a place of hurt or defensiveness and instead approach the situation with clarity and control. The more you practice this, the more you'll realize that your silence is a reflection of your inner strength. It's not just about avoiding unnecessary confrontation. It's about choosing to remain grounded in your own sense of self, regardless of what others say or do. Now, silence isn't always easy. It takes strength to resist the urge to speak, to defend, or to react. It requires discipline and a strong sense of self-awareness. But it's one of the most powerful tools you have. In any situation where someone is trying to provoke you, whether it's in a heated argument or a manipulative conversation, your silence will make them feel what words never could. It will create a shift in the power dynamic. You no longer give them the satisfaction of your reaction. You no longer allow them to pull you into their emotional chaos. By remaining silent, you let them feel the weight of their own actions. You don't need to explain yourself or defend your position. The silence itself sends a message that is louder than any words you could say. Think about how you can start applying this in your own life. Next time someone tries to provoke you, instead of rushing to explain yourself or getting defensive, take a step back. Let the silence fill the space. You'll be amazed at how powerful it feels to hold your ground without saying a word. You'll also notice how much more in control you feel when you don't give in to the emotional demands of others. In a world that constantly pushes for reactions, silence is an act of resistance. It's a way to maintain your peace and to protect your energy. And remember, silence is not the same as being passive or avoiding difficult conversations. There are times when speaking up is necessary, but the key is to know when silence is more powerful than words. Silence gives you the opportunity to pause, to think, and to choose your response consciously. It prevents you from getting caught in a cycle of unnecessary arguments, and it allows you to maintain control over your emotional state. The power of silence goes beyond simply avoiding conflict. It's about embracing your own sense of self and confidence. The more you use silence strategically, the more you will realize how much it shifts the power dynamic in your favor. People who are used to getting a reaction from others will quickly lose that grip when they see that their words no longer have the desired effect. In the end, what you choose not to respond to is often more powerful than what you choose to say. So the next time you're faced with a situation where someone is trying to provoke you, remember, your silence speaks louder than anything you could say. It's a sign of strength, of self-awareness, and of unshakable control. Instead of defending yourself or getting drawn into an emotional battle, use silence to create the space for clarity, truth, and power. Remember, true strength isn't in what you say, but in what you choose not to respond to. Your silence is your shield, your peace, and your power. Embrace it and watch as the world around you begins to respect your inner calm. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to watch one of the suggested videos on the screen to continue your journey of self-mastery. Thank you for being a part of Stoic Journal. And remember, your silence is becoming your strength.